Here's the scariest story I have when I went on a listing appointment. So several years ago, we used to advertise ourselves in something called the Community Life, which was a local paper that got distributed to many, many households. So that's really, as agents, how we used to let people know we were in the business, because we didn't have social media and stuff back then. So I get a phone call from a gentleman who tells me he's getting ready to put his house on the market, and would I please come over and do an evaluation? Well, of course, I'm excited. This is great. My ad's working.
Wow.
So I ride by the house, beautiful community. The house is meticulously maintained outside, the fresh mulch, the beautiful trees, the shrubbery, everything looks beautiful. So my appointment's not for a couple of days later, and I had to go at nighttime because he worked during the day. And so I show up, I think it's around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and it's getting dark. And I knock on the door, and he opens the door. And as soon as he opens the door, I couldn't believe what I was saying. It was like a hoarder house. You literally had to walk over boxes and junk to get just into the foyer. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what, we're trained in this. There's sometimes people, that they have issues, and sometimes they do hoarder, and that's okay. I'm here to help. So I walk into the house, and pretty much I just see nothing but dirt and grime and gray, and it just picture like a really dingy home. Go to sit down at the dining room table. There's not a spot for me to even put my folder to start having a discussion about why he's selling and when he wants to put the house on the market. So I'm like, all right, let's take a look at the house. So as we're going through the house, I'm starting to kind of get like a little weird vibe. So I'm like, something's off. And my mother always told me, Cheryl, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Don't trust your brain. Trust your gut. And I started to get that little bit of an uneasy feeling. So we start going through the homes, and he starts asking me some questions about the market and everything else. And I'm thinking, all right, at least this is just a regular conversation. And then as we're walking, he's starting to get a little bit closer to me. And I'm like, okay, this is fine. So I just kind of put a little bit of separation between him and I. And he says, let's go take a look at the basement. And I'm thinking, well, I don't want to really go in the basement. But anyway, on this particular home, you had to go through the garage to get to the basement. So he's really, really saying to me, let's go into the basement. I really want to show you the basement. So he opens up the door, and when I look into the basement, it is literally packed with boxes and stuff that are like 6 feet high. Like, you can only walk about 4 feet into the basement, and you were blocked by a bunch of boxes. And the only way to get to the back of the basement is he left like a little walkway so he can get to the back of the basement. He starts walking back that way. I kind of back up and go up 3 stairs up from the basement. I said, you know what? I don't need to get into the basement. I said, I've been in these basements many times. I said, I know what they look like. We're good. So he's like, no, but I want you to see the electrical panel, which is all the way back here. I really need you to see the electrical panel. And I'm just like, no. I'm like, nope, I don't need to see the electrical panel. I know what it looks like. We're good. I don't have to see that. So he comes back up, and he's coming back up, and I immediately just go through the garage and up into the main house again, because I just want to put distance between me and the basement. So we're starting to go through the rest of the house, and now this uneasy feeling is just really getting stronger for me. So they tell us in real estate, if you ever feel like you might be in danger, to personalize yourself. So I start talking about my family, about my kids, about my husband, anything that can say, hey, I'm human, don't hurt me, right? So, but you don't know how to see, when you're in that situation, you don't know how to gracefully say, like, you're scaring me and I need to leave, right? So I'm like, okay, I only have to look at the bedrooms, and then I can definitely say, hey, I'll get back to you with your market analysis. We go through the first bedroom. There's a mattress on the floor. It looks grimy and like a dungeon. Just doesn't look great at all. Go to the next bedroom. That also is the same, but it's limited with furniture, but still like a dark red color. Just the whole house in itself is dirty and dark. The bathroom, disgusting, doesn't look like it's been cleaned in years. And so the last bedroom and the last place we need to look is the primary bedroom. So to get into the primary bedroom, you walk down just a small little hall, and to the right, there's the primary bathroom. This was a small bathroom, that was completely gutted. There was no bathroom. There was just plumbing. And I'm thinking, that's strange. So I go into the primary bedroom, which again is still just as dirty, grimy, and dungeony looking as all the other rooms in the house. But I look over and I see on the bed 2 freshly cut white ropes. Long, not short, long white ropes. The white stood out from the rest of the house. When I tell you, I have not left a house so quick that I just like, oh my God, look at the time I have to go. I promised my son I'd get home to do homework with him. I'll get your market analysis to you. Thank you so much for having me. And I run out the door. I never called him. He never called me. His house never went on the market. I don't know if he sold privately. It just was super, super scary. So, you know, sometimes being a real estate agent isn't easy. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that story, and I have more for you. So stay tuned.